He picks at the lock on the door with tears and blood mixed and smeared across every inch of his body. Nothing. Hopeless. It's his 523rd futile attempt. He hobbles backward and sits back down on the floor and begins rocking back and forth again. It's been hours, maybe days. He seems to be starving. How did it come to this? No one's coming to help him. No one responds to his screams. He rubs his torn-up elbows. Even under the bandages made from his shirt, he winces and clenches his teeth in excruciating pain. They will be infected soon, and he has no way to stop this. How did all the days of his otherwise carefree life bring him to this? He looks at the ceiling again. He has done this many times, but he sees nothing up there. No escape. No hope, no God. He clenches his teeth again while he rocks even more erratically, trying harder to ignore the pain. Hopeless. The pool of blood beneath him begins expanding outward. He begins crying again. Is there anyone out there? Anyone at all? He tries to scream once more, but his voice is beyond hoarse and weakened. He yields only a pitiful gasp before falling to his side. He winces hard upon landing. The pain is endless and overwhelming. He adjusts his aching, broken, and bleeding foot. Is there anyone in the world that cares about him? Is there anyone out there that will search for him? Will anyone come to find him and save him from all this suffering? I honestly don't know, but I just can't stop watching. The Earth is flat. I turned around to see a fat guy on a megaphone shouting at a gathered crowd, more than half of whom were snickering. There's no proof that the Earth is round, he continued. Yeah, sure there isn't, laughed a guy in the crowd, throwing an empty beer can. Laughter erupted as they started hurling insults at the man, who in turn started spewing whatever nonsense proof these idiots used to convince themselves the Earth is flat. I walked away, shaking my head at the stupidity coming out of the fat guy's mouth. It was fine as long as the flat earth truthers confined themselves to the internet. But here they are now, contaminating the streets with their bullshit. He needs proof that the earth is round? I'll give it to him. I watched him as he left the pub around midnight. He spent most of his night drinking beer and ogling lustfully at women who were wise enough to move away. It was clear they were disgusted by him. I followed him through the streets of the city as he stumbled home, clearly drunk. The outskirts of the city and the streets are all but deserted at this time of night. Good. I approach him quickly as we reach a particularly empty stretch of road. I hold him by his shoulders as I whisper into his ear.
So you want proof the earth is round? Let me give it to you.
My fingers dig under his collarbone as my back arches and I spread my wings. My eyes glow blue in the darkness as I look up and take to the sky, lifting the idiot with me. I can feel him trembling in fear and muttering unintelligible sentences. The terror seems to have broken his intoxication. Better for me. I keep rising through the atmosphere, higher and higher, and the Earth's curvature comes into focus. I hover there for a bit and look down at the man. I can see he is out of breath. The air is too thin.
Look, you wanted proof that the earth is round? This proof enough for you?
He looked up at me, fear etched into every feature of his tear-covered face. His eyes are red. Whether from crying or due to the pressure building up behind his eyeballs, I do not know.
You're lucky, though. You're too disgusting for me to consume your soul.
Relief floods his face upon hearing these words, which is soon replaced by terror as I let go of him and he plummets down to earth. I watch as he falls, his screams growing fainter. Another loser bites the dust, literally. Hey guys and ladies, thanks for watching. If you want me to tell your story, or read a creepypasta, email me at the address in the description. Come follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Corey Rhino. Be good to animals, even people. So.
Ja, snämma, bärksbes, hrish.
Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know you were there. Can I help you?
Yeah, I've been ordering a Bloody Mary for fucking 5 minutes, you asshole.